Thank you. I'm Jack Redekop, and I'd like your vote for as a nominee for the Progressive Conservative Party for the Canadian Senate. We had the opportunity to meet the PC executive in Leduc last Saturday, and that was the first time for me, so I don't remember the lady that came up to me afterwards, but she said, "You look young enough to actually be alive long enough to actually get something done there." I don't think she really knows how old I was, but and just to turn the clock back a little bit, in 1975, when I was taking my university up here, I was a vice president finance of the Students' Union. Dave Hancock was a counselor on my board, as was Brian Mason. And you know, Brian Mason, we kind of knew where he was going right from the start. That was, Dave, I think, was probably a little more liberal back then than he would admit today, but that's how far back I do go. The motivation to go to Senate, I guess, has been brewing for quite some period of time. I stepped to the plate when President Smith announced that you kind of take this in stages, and I call this first base, and that anybody wanting to seek this would have to drive all over Alberta and get 250 signatures, 50 from each area in the span of a month over the Christmas season. So I thought, well, you know, I'm not sure I can do that. I grew up in 3 parts of Alberta, so I do have friends in different parts of the province, but I'm going to try. And that's what I would call first base. And so from Peace River to Coaldale, Alberta, in a span of about 10 days, 2,400 kilometers, a lot of enriched messages from that particular experience, 24 locations in between. The first message that was exciting for me to hear was the talk about the party again. With the election of Alison Redford, there was an energy. There was a rebirth to a lot of people, a new enthusiasm, and that was encouraging to me because I currently sit on federal boards. I sit on Jason Kenney's constituency in Southeast Calgary. Right next door is the Prime Minister's constituency. We work together on a lot of campaigns. The other question or enlightenment that I got through those 24 stops throughout Alberta was that what is the Senate? Do we have a Senate? What do they do? And that was maybe somewhat expected, but much more pervasive than I ever thought it would have been. The Senate itself obviously was not fulfilling the role that it was originally constituted to do to the people of the provinces. The Senate was originally devised under the Constitution to be that first, represent the provinces on manpower, education, healthcare, and secondly, to be that second sober house, the house of second sober thought. It's done some good committee work, it's refined some good bills, it's kind of fulfilled that second one very well, debatably, but the first one has never been fulfilled, right since Confederation. And when back at the start, when the individual had said to me that I'm probably young enough to get something done over the long period of time, I'm mentioning to you that the time is now. We have a Prime Minister that's totally committed to reforming the Senate. We have a Senator Brown that has totally committed to getting the rest of the provinces on board. So I'm asking for your vote now because really it's in the next 6-8 years. Our best opportunity since Confederation, and it may not come by again. I'm committed to that. Thanks for hearing me out. I'll be around until anybody, as I said to Andy, wants to talk to me. And thank you again.